time for Mornings at 8 with Jonathan Mark on AM 1480 WLEA.
Oh, good morning. It is Thursday, May 16th, practically Friday. Thursday, practically Friday. That's right. So one more day and hang in there. You know, I was on my way to the station this morning and the Canisteo Valley. Now, I haven't been outside in about maybe 20 minutes or so, but it was pretty well socked in with fog. And it kind of happens a lot at this time of year. But here on Ashbaugh Hill, there's no fog, okay? We have blue sky up here and it's foggy in the valley, or at least it was. And the fog is so beautiful from up here because the whole valley looks almost like a Japanese print. You have this really thick fog, and then every now and then here and there, you'll see a hilltop. And the rest is fog. It's absolutely gorgeous. What a beautiful day. It's a nice bright sunshine out there. Really nice. Now, I mentioned yesterday that there was a possibility that we were going to see the Northern Lights last night, or maybe this evening, or maybe tomorrow night. So that was according to NASA. And they said that, well, with all the solar activity, the northern part of the United States, including Buffalo, Rochester, and Syracuse, might possibly see the Northern Lights. Maybe. Well, if the Northern Lights were out last night, I sure didn't see them because I was up kind of early, and I'm sitting outside. And it was a really nice morning. It was nice and mild, a little chilly, but kind of mild. And no, if there were Northern Lights out there, I didn't see them. I'm sorry, I didn't see them because it was cloudy, and then it would clear up, and then cloudy and clear up, and when it did clear, there was still a high misty type cloud cover. So I don't know if they were out there last night. Maybe I'll try again this evening. Plus, around 2 o'clock or 2:30, there was lightning east of here, but it had to be a long way off because there was no thunder, no sound, just lightning. And then about 45 minutes later, there was lightning southeast of here. So I don't know if there was a storm going on or something, or, I have no idea, but there was no thunder, just lightning. So that's how the morning was. It was a rather nice morning. Now, going on in Hornell, that's right, very important. This started yesterday, and Mayor John Buckley put up the first Hometown Heroes banner in the city of Hornell. Way to go, absolutely great program. I'm all for it. So Almond has it, and Alfred, and North Hornell, and now it's come to Hornell. So the Hometown Hero Banner Program is officially underway as of yesterday. And if you've never seen these banners, you had to see them. I mean, they're all over the place. It's a program to honor those who have served in the military, right? And if you'd like to find out more or how to take part, these banners are gorgeous. They really are. You can contact Hornell City Hall or get down there and ask questions or something. The number for Hornell City Hall is 324-7421. And you'll find out more about the Hometown Banner program and how to take part in it. Now, there was an AP story recently about a gentleman in the country illegally who works on a dairy farm in Orleans County. And he doesn't have a valid driver's license. And he's worried that if he's ever stopped for a traffic violation, he could be deported. The article cites a number of farm workers here illegally who face the same thing. And it notes that they all say they live in constant fear. Matter of fact, I have the article in front of me. And the headline is, "Those in U.S. illegally push for license to drive." And it's an AP story. And the first paragraph, this is a long story, but the first paragraph kind of tells the entire thing, which is a sign of good writing, as a matter of fact. Dairy farm worker Luis Jimenez gambles every time he drives without a license. Even a minor traffic stop could alert immigration agents that he's in the country illegally and lead to deportation. And I'm not going to read the entire article, just a little bit here, there, and the other place. This is in quotes. "Necessity forces us to take a risk," Jimenez said in Spanish as he drove home recently. "We have to work. We have to buy food. Sometimes we get sick, and workers like me can't drive to a hospital, can't buy any medicine. but I feel I need to take the risk so that my kids and my family can have a better life. And that's Mr. Jimenez. Then Apple Orchard worker Eladio Beltran, who is facing deportation after a traffic stop, says licenses could also alleviate the constant fear workers like him live under. We don't feel safe, Beltran said. If you are in a vehicle and you see a cop, you know any time he could turn his lights on and you end up arrested and you end up in Mexico. So there was another, let me see, in New York, according to the article, farm workers make up only about 10,000 of the estimated 265,000 immigrants without legal documents expected to get driver's licenses, according to the Fiscal Policy Institute, but they might get the most use out of the licenses. New York State is seriously thinking of issuing driver's licenses to illegal immigrants. So let me see. The state senator Daphne Jordan of the Albany area, she's a Republican, argues that the law would lead to voter fraud, bank fraud, and identity theft. The Albany area Republican said an online petition she started found similarly strong opposition. If they want to stay here, then they should become citizens, Jordan said. We have a system in our country and it's there for a reason. And so just follow the system and be here legally, and that's the answer to all of it. Now, Mr. Beltran, the gentleman who works on an apple orchard or in an apple orchard, said he faces possible deportation after being stopped for speeding in 2014 as he was driving to buy bronchitis medicine for one of his daughters. The local cops notified Immigration and Customs Enforcement, which said it administratively halted his immigration proceedings in 2016 on humanitarian grounds. And then, in 2017, the local cops stopped him for driving the wrong way down a one-way street, according to federal officials. Beltran said he was driving to a gas station in an unfamiliar town. The cops called Customs and Border Patrol, and they arrested Beltran because of his re-entry after a 2008 deportation. And then his hearing was scheduled, his immigration case was scheduled to be heard in Buffalo. Now, if you live in constant fear of being deported, that's really no way to live. That's terrible. And we can all agree on that, I think. Now, I don't want people to think I'm insensitive and uncaring, and I know some people will, but this is going to seem really simplistic here, but why not become a citizen and be done with it? Wouldn't it be a lot easier in the long run? Or how about a green card? A green card will give you legal resident status. And while there's a process involved in getting a green card, and an even more complex process involved in becoming a citizen, that would solve the problem. If you issue these illegal immigrants driver's licenses, they're still here illegally. So it might solve their problem, but it doesn't really solve the problem of the United States. Because this is incredible. But let me see, the latest numbers from the Department of Homeland Security finds that 100,000 arrests were made at the southern border last month. 100,000 people were detained in 1 month. 100,000. And they were those detained. It doesn't mention all the ones that made it through. So how many people are entering our country illegally? And if you want to know what 100,000 people is, the population of Steuben County as of the 2010 census was 98,990. So if they detained 100,000 in 1 month, that's more than the population of Steuben County in 1 month. So you go 12 months, that's 12 times the population of Steuben County. That's amazing. So, I think there is a crisis at the border, which translates to a crisis in the country. And yesterday, how much time? Okay, I still have a lot of time. Good deal. There was a story on the front page of The Spectator, which relates directly to this. Allegheny County officials slammed a bill circulating. Oh, the article, I have to give credit, Chris Potter, the regional editor. A bill called the Driver's License Access and Privacy Act has been proposed in the state Senate and the Assembly, both controlled by Democrats. On Monday, the Allegheny County Board of Legislators unanimously approved a resolution stating opposition to the proposed change to vehicle and traffic law in New York State. The proposal has drawn widespread criticism from upstate lawmakers at the state and county level. County legislator Carl Graves of Wellsville, a Republican, voiced strong opposition, to the bill. And he read a prepared statement as the resolution was considered on the floor. Now, this is legislator Carl Graves speaking. This is in quotes. Some of them are not here because they're dreamers, full of hope and opportunity. They're here to disrupt our way of life and kill us. I'm quoting Carl Graves. Okay, that's what he said. They are here to disrupt our way of life and kill us. We need to know who these people are. They need to be vetted properly so we know their intentions are honorable, not deadly. My family, he says, started here as immigrants. They came here for a better life, not to end life as we know it. Graves took issue with the arguments made by proponents of the bill. They say licensing these illegals will make our roads safe, that they'll have to pass a written exam, a road test, and will be able to buy insurance and go out and meet their needs, and that it will boost our state's economy. He goes on, I think it's more important that we know their needs are honorable. Graves said licensing them will not help our economy. Only a change in Albany's way of thinking and doing business will help our economy. Taking jobs from our citizens and giving them to illegals should be considered, to me anyway, an act of treason. And that's what legislator Carl Graves of Wellsville said. Well, that's a little, that's a little harsh, I think, because out of the thousands and thousands and tens of thousands who are coming here illegally, probably maybe some have bad intentions. You have to admit that. Of course, you can't really quantify it. How do you know? But probably some do have really bad intentions, and they're getting through. But the problem is, without vetting these people, you don't know. You have no idea. So he does have a point, rather heavy, but he does have a point. Anyway, the county's resolution notes that holding a driver's license in New York State is a privilege, not a right. It argues that employees in local Department of Motor Vehicle offices lack the training and tools common to immigration agents that allow for the verification of foreign passports and government identification or authentic documents. And then Allegheny County Clerk Robert Chrisman addressed the board with his concerns. He says, and this is in quotes, I have people down there who are going to have to look at documentation that they can't read, that they can't interpret, and they're going to give them the key to the kingdom. The driver's license is the most important document in New York State to get you all the benefits and all the programs out there. Chrisman said, we're going to be in a situation down there where the illegal immigrant is going to present a document that we can't interpret, and we're going to have to give them a driver's license. That, he says, is not fair. That does not represent common sense. So that's what Allegheny County is doing. And it is a problem, and this problem is going to be with us for quite some time, apparently. And by the way, this afternoon at 2:30, President Trump is going to give a speech on updating and making our immigration laws just a little more clear, how they should be overhauled. And that's coming up at 2:30 this afternoon. And we'll be back after this.
New to golf or seasoned veteran, you'll enjoy the casual, relaxed atmosphere of Vanderview Golf Course. 2 miles from downtown Alfred on Waterwells Road, Vanderview is a 9-hole executive-length golf course with a driving range on one side of the road and the course on the other. Family-friendly and fun recreation for everyone. Greens fees are one price for unlimited play, $9.50. High school students, only $5. Children 12 and under with an adult, no charge. You can play up to 18 holes or 9 holes with a cart and get the second 9 holes at no additional charge. Ladies and senior golfers who don't hit the long ball, Vanderview's got the executive length that's just right for your game. And new this year, a season pass for only $100. That's a lot of golfing fun for a very little bit of money. Vanderview Golf Course, 2 miles from downtown Alfred on Waterwells Road. Vanderview Golf Course.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
In golf, the PGA Championship, the second major of the year, is underway at Bethpage Black in New York. Defending champ Brooks Koepka, along with Masters champ Tiger Woods, will be teeing off together at 8:24 a.m. Eastern Time. Tiger's won this event 4 times. Dustin Johnson, the world's #1 ranked golfer, will tee off at 1:16 p.m. Eastern Time. NBA playoffs, Game 1 Eastern Conference Finals. The Bucks beat the Raptors 108-100. Milwaukee outscoring Toronto 32-17 in the fourth quarter to get the win. The Bucks were led by Brooks Lopez, who had 29 points. Giannis Antetokounmpo added 24 points and 14 rebounds as the Bucks lead the series 1-0. NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, Game 3 Western Conference Finals. The Sharks beat the Blues in St. Louis in overtime 5-4. Logan Couture tied it up for San Jose with just over a minute to go in regulation. Then Erik Karlsson won it in sudden death, but the game-winning goal was scored after an illegal hand pass. The refs missed it, the goal counted, and San Jose takes a 2-1 series advantage.
And back we are. Now, I have a story here from Twitter. No, it isn't from Twitter. It's about Twitter. It's from Ellie, E-L-L-E. I don't know what it is. I have no idea. But it says, Twitter is baffled over War Paint, a brand selling makeup for men. Okay. The article starts off, repeat after me. There are no rules for wearing makeup. Okay. As Daniel Kaluuya, wearing Fenty Beauty on the red carpet, or beauty boy Patrick Starr and his MAC contract can tell you. Men can wear makeup. Can you believe it? It says here. Not really, but let's see how. Let's just move right along here. It says a new UK-based beauty brand called Warpaint seems to think it's a novel idea. In fact, they've created a line of makeup clearly curiously labeled for men. The products include concealer, foundation in just 3 shades, bronzer, and face powder. Now, what exactly makes these products just for men? Well, for one, it says here, they have all black packaging and all white capital lettering, so men don't have to deign to buy makeup in a pink package like some kind of girl, and that's an italic girl. The ingredients are also apparently tailored to the male skin, which is naturally tougher than women's. We couldn't find a makeup brand formulated specifically for men's skin, so we created one. The brand tweeted on May 8th alongside a video featuring a tough-looking tattooed bro wearing a skull ring, applying concealer. All of the videos so far seem to evoke 2000-era Axe body spray, clearly targeting hetero men who obviously cannot be caught dead shopping for themselves. Okay. Now, the brand's founder, Daniel Gray, says, at the age of 12 to 14, I started using my sister's makeup, stealing a bit here and there, a bit of concealer, so since then, I've used makeup even more. And then he says, but I never really found a brand that I found related to me or I felt comfortable in buying. So, I don't know about the idea. You know, I don't want to seem Neanderthal here. I mean, I really don't. But I think I'll just kind of muggle along with my face the way it is. Plain, honest, and I just don't know about the idea of concealer, what bronzer, foundation. I don't know about this. As I said, that seems very old-fashioned and Neolithic, but I'm not quite sure about that. It's my face. I've had it for a long time. I'm used to it, and so I guess I'll just I'll muggle along with my face the way it is. Okay, what else? Here we are. Have you heard about this? A Boston neighborhood is being overrun with aggressive turkeys. It's extremely scary. It's frightening. That's in quotes. Jamaica Hills, a Boston neighborhood, is overrun with, of all things, wild turkeys. A Boston CBS local station reported. The birds are causing a problem for locals who fear the animals. Some say they cannot even leave their homes with children for fear of the birds. So apparently, this neighborhood, Jamaica Hills, a suburb there of Boston, these 3 turkeys are running rampant and terrorizing these people. I mean, this is a gang of turkeys. Now, the whole place is in a turmoil here. One lady said that her husband has beat the animals away maybe 4 or 5 times with a rake, but they just keep coming back. And she and her husband are the only ones who have had encounters with the birds that feel just a little too close for comfort. The one incident I had, this lady says, was with my mailman. I heard a lot of commotion. I looked outside, and they had him cornered across the street. And he moved in a direction, and they were pecking at him. So this mailman took off on foot or something, running from these turkeys. And there's a photograph here of these 3 turkeys, and they look pretty sinister. These turkeys it's amazing. But these turkeys have been here for a long time. And there used to be like over a dozen. So now it's down to 3. So these 3 turkeys are terrorizing this neighborhood. And apparently the people can't get rid of them. And let me see, Brookline Animal Control can't get rid of them either. I don't know why, but they can't get rid of them. So I guess these turkeys are going to be there for quite a while, terrorizing these people. One lady was, what happened? She said she had a harrowing encounter with one of the birds outside of Dunkin' Donuts. So she went in and bought her Dunkin' Donuts and came out, and the turkeys came after her. Wow, that's a little unusual. And one more story. Let me see how much time we have. Okay, one more story. Let me see. No fun. Americans are mired in boredom 131 days a year, survey finds. But using some complex formula, this organization determined that people are bored. These are adults. These aren't kids. These are adults. Are bored 131 days a year. And my take on it is, if you're bored, it's your own fault. Life itself is exciting. And if you're an adult, I can imagine a 6-year-old kid saying, "I'm bored, there's nothing to do, what am I going to do?" Okay, fine, if you're 6 years old, if you're an adult, you're bored? How can an adult be bored? And 131, that's a third of a year. That's more than a third of a year, you're bored. I don't know, people are very strange. Life itself is pretty exciting. Anyway, and we are running out of time, and I guess I will see you tomorrow at 8:05. Bye.
Selecting a nursing home for a loved one isn't